say Harlan Clark is best for banks, or they provide best information for banks?
Yeah, I wouldn't say best, because
small.
There's easily 10 companies that are big players in the bank modeled leads space.
Got it.
Harlan Clark is one of the top 3 or 4 in terms of size, but I'm not going to sit here and tell you they're the big dogs or not.
Got it. And if you were to compare, if you were to, I guess not compare, but if you just could mention some of the features or some of the products that you kind of hoped D&B would have, or you kind of hoped
right.
You could get in the industry, what would they be? Because I think that's the key piece for any company.
So let's start with let's try to go highest to lowest, meaning biggest picture to most granular, and you tell me when you want to cut it off.
Yep.
So I wish there was a way that you could purchase a deeper set of information about their leads. Here's the think about the things that are public data. Here's how much land they purchased and where it's located. That's listed under the business name. Here's the equipment that they have registered with the state, trucks, whatever, right? You can get that, but you can get that, I believe, from Dun & Bradstreet, but you pay through the nose for it. The next level down would be multiple locations. Dun & Bradstreet is not great at always catching multiple locations. They treat it sometimes as a separate business listing. So you and I own a food manufacturing company, and we got one plant in New York and one in Austin, and we own it together. They'll list that as 2 separate businesses, even though it's both called, T&H, soda. Next level down would be specific vertical industry. So it's kind of interesting that the company that says we invented the SIP code, the industry code, right? That's what everybody knows it's still the de facto way to describe industries. The company that created that does not have detailed models for each vertical industry, much less that go into on a byproduct basis. And let me be clear on a byproduct. In our case, it's a checking account, a CD, a loan, an auto loan, a land loan, an equipment loan, an agricultural loan, unsecured lines of credit, secured lines of credit, wealth management services, insurance. Harlan Clark and about 9 other companies have that specific to banking. And they've talked to you about that because, they specialize in the industry in the case of Harlan Clark and these others. We talked to Dun & Bradstreet. You're just another company coming to buy business leads.
Yep. So basically, I think what you're saying in both in the examples you gave are they just need better analytics. I think that's what you're saying.
They need analytics at all. They got them, but it's like, hey, here's people that look like they're like this. What? So what? Here's their credit. I can get that from anybody. What I can't get from anybody is here's the best list, the most up-to-date list of businesses that have just opened. So back when I was at Sprint, not that you care the company, we were selling wireless, broadband, et cetera. And so the best time to get business is when they open their doors, right? And
yep.
So first thing you do is you typically call the utility companies, and nowadays it would be you call the broadband company, maybe it went before after you call the electric. But back then, not so much, right? And once you've made that decision, you're done for a year or 2 years. And so we wanted to get in there first, welcome to your new home. Before you're even here, let's get you set up. And that's where D&B shines. They would know that business before anybody else.
Yep. No, understood. Okay. Todd, I don't have any other questions. If you have any other suggestions or recommendations, I'm happy to just kind of listen, but this has been very helpful. I do want to mention that.
Okay. Well, I certainly don't want to, waste any of your time. I would tell you that I think the company's living on its past reputation, and I think that's a problem. They're not where they ought to be. Now, to be clear,